Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Clint's Corner. Join me for a walk of wisdom. You know, today it was such a beautiful day outside. The sun is shining, the temperature is great. I decided to be a good day for a walk. Speaking of walks, I was reading my Bible this morning, and there was a really interesting story about two men who were on a walk. The story that we're talking about today starts in Luke chapter 24. It says there were two men on a walk on their way to Emmaus. Now, as they were on this walk, it says that Jesus joined them on this walk. Now, the interesting thing about that is that the two men says that they did not recognize Jesus. They didn't recognize him because Jesus disguised himself. He made it to where they could not recognize him. Now, he didn't do this to be mean. He did it because he just wasn't ready for the men to know who he was yet. Just like Jesus disguised himself in this story, I thought it'd be fun to play a little bit of a game. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play 3 clips of some audio of some of your favorite movie characters. And you're gonna see if you can guess who they are just based off of their voices. So I guess you could say we're going to disguise them. So I have this blindfold, so I'm going to blindfold you and you're gonna see if you can guess who these people are. You ready?
Some people are worth melting for. Just maybe not right this second.
I'm already happy. Got the coolest friend in the world. And besides, I've got a job to do too. May not be as fancy as being president, but it's my duty. And it's a big duty.
Oh, yes. My pinky promises.
Not as easy as you thought, was it? We'll reveal who those 3 people were at the end of our walk. But for now, let's get back to our story. So as these 2 men and Jesus are walking down the road, Jesus is continually sharing things with them, spiritual things that the men at this time didn't understand. He's helping them understand, truths about who God was. As soon as the 2 men got to the town that they were going to stay in that night, they invited Jesus to come in and spend the night at their house so that he wouldn't have to keep walking in the dark. So, as these 2 men and Jesus are eating dinner, Jesus finally revealed himself to them. He showed them who he was, and these 2 men were amazed. They couldn't believe that this whole day they'd been walking with Jesus and they didn't even know he was there. That's a pretty cool story, isn't it? Sometimes our lives can be kind of like that walk. As we're going through life, we're continually going forward, we're walking. And there's going to be hills, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be parts of any walk that are tough. There's going to be parts that are easy. There's going to be times where it's really hot and sunny, and there's going to be times where it's really breezy and easy. But the good news is at the end of that walk, when we get to heaven in the end, we'll get to look back at our lives, that walk that we have just taken, and we're going to be able to look back and see that every step of the way, every step that we took, whether it was hard or easy, Jesus was right next to us. And just like those men, they didn't realize that Jesus had been walking with him the whole time. We don't realize right now, but every step that we take, every single movement that we make, Jesus is always walking with us. Before we go our separate ways, do you want to know who those 3 people were from our game earlier? Well, let me tell you. Number 1 was Olaf from Frozen. Number 2 was Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph. And number 3 was Gru from Despicable Me. Now, I've got to pick up the pace a little bit, so I'm going to leave you here. Thanks for stopping by Clint's Corner.